mi cama. Bien loquita, cara de santa pero es una bandida. Que loquita, tiene mala fama pero esa es su vida. Pues loquita, fuma conmigo, champán y bebida. Pues loquita, vamos a portarnos mal, no busco nada normal.
The primary purpose of the CAF podcast is to express platform for creators to express their personal views or opinions without restriction or censorship. All views or opinions expressed during the CAF podcast are solely those of individuals expressing such views or opinions and does not reflect the views of the CAF podcast.
All right, here we go. Season 7 Cal. Hold on. Season 7 Cal podcast, man. We back. Wrapping up this season. I think we got one more to go. But we got an oldie, but goodie. She's finally back. It's been literally, it's been 6 seasons since she's been back on. Last time she
6 seasons already?
Yeah. Last time you was on one, no babies.
That was 3 years ago. 4 years ago.
Yeah. Because November will be our 4-year anniversary. You got on season. No, was it season 1? Yeah, because we did Side Chick Appreciation, and then we did it was another episode. I think it was you was the first person to ever roll up on the cow.
Yeah.
But she's finally back over her hiatus. She had 2 babies. Gonna give me 2 god kids. What else has she done? Graduated. No, she did that before.
Yeah, I did that before. I moved 3 different states.
That's true, because you was in Texas, Houston. And what else? I think that's pretty much it. But we finally got her back in the cap for a good topic. We got none other than my A1, Miss Lynn Jones, back in the cow. Vaughn, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm good. Life is different since the first time I was on here. Life is very different.
Is. Very different.
Very, very different.
So we got a little, so I can tell you this, since you've been on, we got a little bit more structure, because the first question that we asked in the calf is, Vaughn, how is your mental health?
Mental health it's good. It's clear. I feel like I have more clarity on life. I don't think I'm like in a figuring it out stage. It's kind of like I know my stepping blocks, my next moves. Besides like being a mom of a toddler, I wake up every day like, I don't know what today gonna be like, but as far as my own, I have more clarity about myself and I feel more grounded within myself.
Okay. All right. That's the first time anybody say anything about clarity. So that's what's up.
A bad thing?
No, that's not a bad. It's not a bad or a good thing. It's whatever you feel where you at. Because we literally, when we start asking, I think I started asking that question maybe season 3 and 4, and the responses that we get is always like, oh man, that is a great question. I'm this, I'm that, and some people, they just don't know how to answer that question.
Well, I'm big on mental health, so I think that's one thing I try to know how to answer.
So, like, nobody ever asks them. So when we ask them, it's like a shock. So we just go with what they go to. We just try to check on them and make sure they're good.
A few podcasts that ask about mental health, especially men's mental health. I've seen a few that focus on men's mental health. I think it's a really good thing. I think it's a good thing to open the conversation and open the dynamic for people to at least think about the question. Even if they don't know how to answer it, at least think about it.
And then the next question we ask, because we only ask Black women this question, because I used to say something else, but I switch it now. So, Vaughn, as a mother, Do you got something to protect yourself when you are by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all we need.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and the reason why, because I used to ask, do you have a gun license? And some ladies in some states, they would have one thing, but they wouldn't have the other. So they didn't want to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I know Florida can't open carry, Louisiana open carry.
Well, I'm gonna say Louisiana is open carry.
I think Texas, I know Texas definitely open carry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Georgia. And then the other young lady we had on, she was from New York, and I know they definitely not open carry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we asked.
Yeah,
So
Louisiana open carry.
now, Vaughn, we got you back for a real good topic because I feel like this is gonna lead to maybe a part 2, a part 3, or part 4 because most people they'll ask about how much they make or how much money they have, but I don't think really people really talk about the financial literacy of finances. So my question is to you is how important is being financial literate? Financial literate.
Financially
Literate.
Okay.
How important is being financially literate in a day-to-day basis? Not, and I'm talking about the single people who just getting their life started. I haven't even got to the relationship yet.
How do I answer that? It's important, of course. Like, I think you need to know, like, okay, so depending on what stage you're in, you need to know what it's gonna cost you or like how you're going to fund your next season or your next stage in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever ready for parenting. Nobody's ever ready to fully like understand how much it's gonna cost until it's like there and you have to buy it and you have to do it every single time. But you can't get like a roundabout understanding. Like you need to, I feel like you need to at least be on the path to your career if you're going to start relationships, start family, start having children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it gives you a better understanding of like, okay, we're a unit now. It's not just me. So when it's just you, who calling me? My mama. I call her big. I'm sorry.
You want me to call
her?
Okay.
She don't want to. As a single person, everybody should be able to like live on their own, financially fund yourself on your own, outside of parents, outside of we all have struggles. We all need friends to help us here and there, but to really know like how to hustle and like if you fall to get it back up on yourself. If you can do that as a single person, you can do the same in your relationship. You can do the same when you have children. You know what it feels like to fall to nothing, and then you know what to do to hustle to get back to where you need to be.
So like when did you like literally you was like, I got it. I don't need nobody. I might need a little couple $100 here and there, but other than that, if somebody was to put 4,000 in my hand, I know what to do with it.
When did I figure out I got it? I figured it out.
Because I can tell you for me, I figured it out when I got to college. Because it was the first time I ever had to figure things out and get it on my own and know how to manage money.
College would be my first time, but when you have like a refund, you can pay. I used to pay my rent up for like a whole semester, and then I wouldn't have to worry about rent. And of course, I worked, and then I would like pay my bills here and there. But after college, I think I really got it when I moved to Baton Rouge. Like, of course, I still needed help here and there, but I think like I really got it then because I had to start all over. So I had to do the apartment hunting, the looking for a job, making sure my job can fund my bills, and I'm like paying bills. Like when I say when you need to be able to do it on your own, like pay rent, regular bills, insurance, car note. At the time I was paying life insurance, phone bills. Not because a lot of people, when they're in their first apartments and stuff, like their parents are still paying their rent or paying their phone bills and still helping them in some type of way. They have any of it. So I was like paying everyone. And that's when I figured out, like, okay, this is what I got to do. Because after that, I was paying like 2 or 3 jobs at a time to make sure I maintain.
Yeah, like to me, college where I want to say it was an eye opener for me because if I don't pay these people their money, my stuff is either off or I ain't got nowhere to stay.
Yeah.
Now, food I can go without that, but hey man, for those who don't know, it get cold in Louisiana. And as a person from Florida, yeah, I need shelter. I need shelter during the winter.
It get cold compared to Florida?
No, I'm just talking about in Louisiana.
Yeah.
It was cold to me. I
guess it don't get cold. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it don't get cold. I thought it did get cool.
Man, it get cold. In Florida, it get cold from January 22nd to maybe March 1st. And then after that, it's back to normal. Like today was 91 degrees, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Now, let's pick it up a little bit because you hear people talking about, I can't date this unless they making this and they making that. But it's like, if you were, if let me just use an example because I was telling somebody, if a man was making like, let's just throw a number, 45,000, but he knew what to do with that money dating, but you got a woman making 6 figures, all she know is spend, spend, spend. Like, who would be the person to even take care of the finances? Because most people
depending on the dynamic of their relationship.
No. I'm saying because most people think that 6-figure person would be the better person because they're making more money
to pay the bills. Yeah.
But technically, that person might not be financially literate. All they might know is spend, and sometimes might miss a bill. So in the parts of a relationship, like literally, who is the person making the most money are they always the smart one? Let's just put it like that.
Are they always the smart one though? Because you just said the person making 6 figures, all they know is spend. And if you spend, you're not financially responsible.
Mm-hmm. What up, Perk?
Is that what you just said?
I said,
Hey, Perk.
What's up, Miss Jones?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Why you look loud?
I know it's feel kind of weird. Unless you're looking at unless you're looking at the baby.
No.
But yeah, like because you always hear because you always hear that this money ain't enough, but you got some people don't even know how to take care a lot of money. You got to let somebody who's making a little money.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody turn that camera off?
No, I turned it off.
Oh.
I'm here. My weed.
Oh, come on now. We can edit that part out.
All right.
Like, so if it does slide again, I just write the time down and I go back and edit it. But yeah, you crazy. So what in your previous or current relationship, how's the money situation working out for you?
Money wise, like I was about to say, my relationship I think it depends on the dynamics of relationship. My relationship is pretty traditional. Um, we kind of do traditional roles. I'm a stay-at-home mama right now. I was working, but then I had my baby girl, and right now I'm a stay-at-home mom again. I was a stay-at-home mom with Grayson until he was like 7 months.
Mhm.
Um, and Trey works, so he is the breadwinner of our household. He pays our big bills. While I was working, I paid our like smaller bills and stuff, took care of household stuff and took care of the kids. Um, because our bills are pretty expensive. Um, so that's why he took care of the bigger bills because he made the majority of the money. But again, we are a traditional relationship, which means the man provides, mom takes care of everything else, which is something that we've always talked about. We agreed on. That's what we both feel comfortable in. I grew up with a grandmother that was a stay-at-home mom or whatever. Like she did work, but all of my life she was at home. She might have worked a couple years, like part-time at the nursing home, but I always knew her to be a stay-at-home. I have friends that are stay-at-home moms, so that's kind of my circle of what I'm used to in my community is stay-at-home moms. Even though my mother worked, but that's the that's the financial situation in my relationship, and that's the dynamic of my relationship. So it coincides with each other.
Okay, so going back to your grandmother now, was she the financial literate one in that relationship?
I think it was both of them, honestly. Um,
Because you hear stories about men going out making the money, and then some women don't know what to actually do with the money
okay,
paying outside
right.
of paying
So
bills, like
my
putting some away
grandmother,
for a rainy day.
my grandmother paid the bills. I think both of them handled like banks and finances, but I've always seen her write out the checks to pay the bills, especially after my grandfather died. Like it just went on as was. She knew what to do. It wasn't anything that changed that she didn't know how to do. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when her brother passed away, he had Alzheimer's. His wife, they were the same dynamic. She was an education, she was a teacher, he was a principal. But when he had Alzheimer's, she was so accustomed to him taking care of everything, literally all of the finances, that even with him having Alzheimer's, she was still dependent upon him taking care of it. And it had to become a shift within that part of the family that their children needed to take care of the finances because she wasn't really accustomed to doing that.
Mm.
So that portion, I was like kind of shocked, like, what you mean? I don't know what to do. But yes, like this just wasn't her thing because he took care of everything. And then here he is with Alzheimer's. He isn't as mentally capable as he used to be. So the shift had to change because that wasn't what she was used to.
So when you saw that, was it something like I need to be prepared just in case something like that ever happens?
Not so much prepared because I've always taken care of my finances. Um I am probably the strictest of us two when it comes to money. So I'm always trying to save a dollar, always not trying to spend a dollar, trying to figure out a way to not do something, at least right now, or another way to do it the most feasible way. Because I just don't want to not have, you know? Like I don't want to ever be in a position where I not have. So like I've always hid money from myself. I like take out cash and put it in my purses in my closet or put it in my drawers and like hide it from myself. And then I'm like, oh dang, I remember I got that money there because I won't spend it. So like if I don't see it, I don't spend it. Or I have money in my checking, my savings, and then money on my cash app or money on my Apple Pay. That way I can't touch it. Or I mean I can touch it, but it's not there for me to like look at all the time. So I can know like I can just go straight to it and spend it. I have money in multiple places. So I'm not just having this one big bulk of money and then it's all gone. And then I have nothing else left.
Okay. Season 7 Cal podcast, we're talking about financial. So let me ask you a question. How did things change when you became a mother? And not only a mother, but a mother of two?
How did things change?
Because at first it was just you, and then you had your son.
So you mean like financially, how did things change?
Your mindset, not like spending money, like you
Oh, how
gotta
did my
buy diapers,
mindset
you
change?
gotta buy
It
man.
went into
Yeah.
like overdrive of, am I doing enough? So like I call it the first year when they're going through their month stage and reaching all of their milestones and this and the third. That was kind of like the nights are hard because you have to be up and down with them. So that was an adjustment, but like it's easier for me now going through it with her. But with Grayson being a toddler now, I feel like every day I have to be like, okay, I need to teach him this. I need to teach him that. Is he getting too much TV time? Is he eating enough, food? Is he snacking too much? Did I give him too much juice today? Is this medicine healthy for him? Or is too many chemicals in it? Because I have him on a no meat diet. Before I had him, I'm a pescatarian. Yeah, Grayson does not eat meat. So I was pescatarian before I had him, but because of everything that was going on, I had to like eat meat to make sure I kept my iron up, keep my anemia down, all this great stuff. And with nursing, you want to keep your milk production and all of that going. So my plans is after I'm done nursing her, I'm going back to pescatarian. But that's like a constant thing that's like running through my mind all the time. And it kind of stresses me out. Like I stress myself out trying to make sure, like, am I doing this? Am I doing this? So like we took him out of daycare for the summer. So like if we were to like travel, this, that, and third, we don't have to worry about paying for daycare right now because we pay for daycare out of pocket. The state does not pay for daycare. And daycare is high. So I'm always thinking about, okay, like I need to potty train. Can I have him potty train by the end of the summer? When he leaves daycare now and he goes back like in August, will she see a growth in him? Will she see a change? Will he digress from, what he was learning? So like I need to make sure I'm doing counseling. I need to make sure I'm singing songs with him, and I need to make sure that he's doing this. So we know, at least a few ABCs and all of these things. And it's like all of this I'm rushing throughout my mind through the day. And Grayson is just like going about his life, getting into cabinets, getting into something dirty. And he's not the least bit concerned. And some days I kind of forget I have to allow him to kind of explore his environment still and figure it out versus me trying to force him to stay on this kind of rigidness because I can get a little rigid and I try not to be, but I can't help it sometimes. So being in those moments, I have to take myself out of mommy mode. I'm like constantly in mommy mode. And the change from being like Vaughn 2 years ago to now is like you will lose yourself completely in it and being in mommy mode 24/7. So like now I make sure I curl my hair and I do my makeup for church. And that's just one day a week. But I make sure I do at least that because if you knew me in college, that was me 24/7. And then life went on and now we have kids and I look homeless all the time.
So is it literally?
I can't hear you. It's going in and out.
You cut up.
Or I think both of y'all talking at the same time.
Nah, he cut up.
Yeah.
Microphone check. Microphone check.
You good now?
It's still all right. Is it something that you used to do that you cut out once you became became your mom, because you're like, I need this money for them, no longer me.
Yeah, it became. I
And it
need this
wasn't
money
it
for
was
them.
hold on, let me say this, and it wasn't a sacrifice. It was like, I don't need to do this no more.
What you mean?
Like, like some people say, I sacrifice this for that. You was like, you know what? This is really not even worth it, spending this money on it anymore. Let me just stop doing it anyways. It ain't bring me nothing. It was just something that I did to do.
Yeah,
That
I don't want to ever think it's like I'm sacrificing my life for my kids because number one, I chose to have these children, and number two, it's my job to take care of them. I'll be understanding when people like, oh, I sacrificed this, and I'm like, it's your job to take care of me. I ain't asked to be here. So, yeah, I minimize things in my personal life to make sure that they have whatever. Could I like do better and not like be so chilled about myself? Yeah, it takes a whole lot more effort to like do them two and me, but
gotta fix
it's
that
not so
in.
much I don't think it's so much of a sacrifice. I don't look at it as a sacrifice because I make the choice. I make the choice to take care of them before I like take care of myself. Or like if I'm ordering something, like let's say I'm doing like an ordering haul or whatever on Shein, I might order Grace on like 2 outfits, order her 2 outfits, and order me a shirt and order Trey a shirt. Just to make sure like everybody got something. Mm-hmm. But I might spend more of my money on them.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So let me keep it moving because guys, it's a lot. It's a lot. So what are some things that you had to learn on your own that somebody didn't teach you about being financial literate?
That somebody did not teach me?
That you like, it was something that you was like, I didn't know nothing about this until that moment happened.
I don't know if that comes within buying a car.
Yeah.
That could be considered one.
You say what?
That would be considered one.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I would consider myself like financially illiterate, but when it came down to the process of buying a vehicle and understanding like gap pay and you need to put this much down. So like if you put this much down, you're thinking you're gonna get like this Honda that you want, and you can only get like a Cruise or like a old Toyota or something like that. Like the money you think you can put down allocates to what you really want, and it really doesn't work like this. Money and credit. So I think credit goes into being financially literate. Because it's a big deal, especially when you become an adult, having a line of credit and how much it affects what you have going on at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Nah, credit. I didn't know much about credit. I didn't understand it, and I think literally when I turned 25, that's when I started hearing about credit, and also that's when I realized. I think at the time I just started working on it, I was able to get stuff because of my credit score. But after that, yeah, that shit trash now. I'm working
Like I
on it
know
now.
about credit, I just never had to be in a position where I actually had to pay attention to it. I did until I had to buy a car, and I went through a car buying process 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So each time it was a headache. Like the first time, it was such a depressing process. The guy I was working with, just he had me all over the place, thinking that it was gonna be one thing because it was like, okay, we're gonna do a trade in, and your trade in is gonna be your down payment for your next vehicle. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I want this. This is what I want. And he was like, no, you can get one or two things, and it was nowhere in the realm of what I originally wanted.
What did you
It was
want?
something like way, I consider way down from what I was
What did you
aspiring.
want?
Huh?
What did you want?
At the time, I think I wanted a Impala. I ended up in, was it a Cruise that I ended up in? What was that car I had after I wrecked that white Optima?
That
Because we
red
drove
one?
to Shreveport. Remember the car we drove to Shreveport?
Was it red?
Yeah, it was red.
Um, it wasn't a Cruise. It wasn't a Corolla. It was something small because I remember we on the
It was a
gas up
small
like
compact car.
yeah, whatever it is, because we on the gas up twice.
Yeah. It was a small compact car. And I only had that car for like a couple months. And then after that one, I ended up getting the Honda. I signed for a Honda at like 8 o'clock at night before the dealership closed. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna give you nothing down, but you gotta pay like $560 a month
Jeez.
on your car note. Yeah, on your car note. And I did not like, I had sat on it for like 2 days because I didn't want to sign for it. Because I'm like, how in the world I'm gonna afford $560? Like, I'm fresh out of college. Well, I think I had been out of college about 2 years by now, but still, that's fresh out of college. My rent like $722, and you want me to pay $500 something in a car note, and insurance, and other bills, and a phone bill. Like, that's a lot. And I sat on it and did not want to sign it, but I ended up signing it because I needed a car and I wasn't gonna put nothing down. So I signed on it. Ended up losing that car. Got another one, and it was another Optima. And then I ended up selling it before I let it go because it was no need for me to have no car if I couldn't drive no.
I did not know you was paying $560. I would have told you do not sign that.
I paid five something for that car. Yeah.
That was
Five
not a
something.
$500-$600 car a month.
Mm-hmm.
That was
It was 2020. 2020. It was in 2020, a 2020 Honda.
Why was 560 not enough?
huh?
You say what?
Why was 560 not enough?
No, I said that car wasn't worth $560 to me a month. Cause it just wasn't.
It was a brand new car and she ain't had no credit.
Man,
It's a brand new
no.
car.
To
Yeah.
me, I
I'm just
wouldn't pay
saying
$560.
it was a brand new car and you don't have credit. A brand new car gonna cost you anyway. It wasn't like it was some years afterward. It was a brand new car. Shoot, a brand
Worth it to
new
me.
car now costs more than that now.
Hey, wasn't worth it
But
to me.
2020?
No, I'm saying a brand new car now costs more than that.
Yeah.
Like cars ain't going down unless they are 3-4 years and you got 60,000-70,000. That's the only time you going down. But a brand new car in 20, yeah. I think she got a steal for it.
For five something? Really?
Yeah, we talking about 2020, yes. A brand
I
new
did
one,
not want to sign for
I
that
should
car.
probably buy 8 or 9, depending on your credit.
And I mean, I ain't put nothing down for it. You know.
I would never put nothing down for a car.
You've never put nothing down for a car?
I ain't never put nothing down for a car.
For real?
If they tell you a price and you put something down and it doesn't go down, there's no need to put money down.
What's your credit score?
It don't matter what my credit score is. I'm not putting no money down. The money does not go to the car. It goes to the salesperson.
Yeah.
So that means they can do the number anyway.
So that's like their commission. What you put down is their commission.
Correct.
That's what you're saying.
That money is not going to them. Now, if you tell me I'm gonna put some money down and my note gonna go down $300-400, okay, that's something to talk about. But if you
Yeah.
tell me I'm finna go down like $100 or $200, nah, I'm good. I'll take that one. No.
It has it. Well, once again,
Okay, so I was financially illiterate when it came to this.
I think a lot. I
But
mean,
that's the
a lot of us are when it comes out of college. That wasn't something that people talk about. So that's one thing. But I mean, just talking to different people, and then even like talking to like people that car salesmen that like we was in school with, and then just talking to people in my family. Like a lot of people said, don't ever put no money down. It don't help. It's you losing money. You might as well take that money and pay the first 2 months. I mean, that sometimes I think back then too, a lot of times they would do the what 3 months. You didn't have to pay 3 months. So it's like, man, just pay the money up front. Pay them so you can have like 4 or 5 months you ain't gotta pay.
I know the value. What at the time what she had, I don't care if it was brand new. To me, it wasn't worth 560. But to you, to somebody else,
yeah.
The market it was. So how much do you think a new vehicle costs right now?
I know what a new vehicle costs. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't pay that much money for the car
Why? Why?
because
Why?
it wasn't worth that much to me.
I'm saying about why. You're saying like it wasn't that worth to you, but I'm saying why wasn't it worth that much to you as a brand new car in 2020, like a brand new car in 2024?
Because of it's not something I would put that. So if you were to tell me a brand new car, 560, nah. A brand new Escalade 560, even though we know that's not the case, I'll pay that because the value to me is worth it. If you would have gave me a brand new Mercedes and said 560, I'm still on the fence about that. But to me, if you would have told me a Cadillac, oh yeah, no problem. That's how I'm looking at
Because
it.
you like Cadillacs, though.
You see, that's what I'm saying. To me,
That's your preferred vehicle.
so to somebody else, that 560, nothing, or in this case, a brand new car, 560. Okay, yeah, it's a brand new car. I see why it's 560. But in my eye, it has to be worth it to me.
Yeah.
You just throwing a brand new car at me, that ain't gonna get me to move. So that's what I'm saying. And you're on mute. So
Me?
no, Perk. I don't know if he was talking because I can't see, but right here. So let me keep it moving. So being that something like that, learning that, is that something now that you're more aware of, and when they get older, to teach them more about that?
It's, to teach them more about it, yeah, but I think those are like one of the things that you don't learn until you're in that moment. Like somebody can teach you over and over, like how to ride a bike until you actually get on that bike and like, oh, okay, so this is how I move. This is, the mechanics of it and how I'm supposed to, groove going down the street, whatever. Or like if it's bumps in the road, this is how I'm supposed to control it. I think that's one of the things that's like an in moment learning thing, but you can always teach someone. You can always like go through the steps and the process of it, but you never just really know until you do it yourself. Like going to Grambling, getting registered. My mama went with me 2 weeks before school started to get all of my classes together, to get my financial aid together, all of this great stuff to get me registered. Of course, couldn't get everything together. So I ended up having to go through my registration process really pretty much by myself when school started. So when I don't even think everything was in the assembly center in 2011 at the time when they started doing registration. I don't even think it was in the assembly center. So I'm going from like building to building, person to person, looking for here, trying to do it. I've seen my mama do it for my sister. She came with me trying to prepare me for this, but literally I did not learn how to get through registration until I went through it myself.
Yeah, that's that. Now that's some financial literacy everybody needs to know about. Gambling registration.
Now, if you want to talk financial literacy, I can tell you financial aid when it comes down to school. The do's and don'ts, what to do, because I worked in the financial aid building. And like I said, I went through the process by myself, and I've actually helped a bunch of other people go through the process. But I did work in financial aid. So when it comes down to like loans and stuff for school, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Like the back of my hand. That's something.
So have you?
I know I'm good at.
Have you ever done a loan, like not a school loan? I'm talking about like a loan outside of.
Yes.
Was it for like a personal or?
It was a personal loan. Yeah, it was like $600.
Oh, that ain't too bad.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe you even like thousands. No, $600. No, you can pay that back. But
No.
even,
It like $1,200 or something.
Even with the interest, you can still knock that down.
Yeah, but I had to stop paying on it actually because I got pregnant with Grayson, and while I was pregnant with Grayson, I had a diagnosis called hyperemesis gardium, which is excessive vomiting. So I was sick like sun up, sundown, all through the night, all through the day. So I couldn't work, therefore I couldn't pay my loan. And when I talked to the woman, like she understood, I was like, look, I got the loan on this date. I found out I was pregnant on this date. I stopped paying on this date. And she was like, oh yeah, that all makes sense. You can't work. Because I couldn't. I was literally too sick. Could not work.
Okay. Man, season 7 Cal podcast, man. We're doing financial literacy. So let's get to the relationship thing again. Because I think it's just something that most people are running from, or they just trying to make it seem like, I guess whoever the breadwinner is financial. She farted?
She be eating her hands and she started gagging.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so in today's time, I ain't talking about you. I'm just talking about in today's time. We dealing with people with relationships and making money and all that. What do you think is what is most important to you when you're dealing with the financial part of the relationship? What you think is the most important part everybody should talk about?
The most important part of the relationship outside of the financial?
No. Dealing with financial. Not that, okay, you make 50,000, I make 50,000. We know we got 100,000 coming in. Not that. What is the most important dealing with the finance? Because I think a lot everybody is not talking about it. They're just talking about the money that they're making. What do you think is important to you?
Important to me, okay. Is your partner truly okay with the moment you stop working or you're unable to work? Because not only does that affect you financially, but it affects the way your relationship functions. Are they envious that you're not working? Are they gonna be petty about it? Are they gonna be like, oh, you can't do nothing because you ain't got no money? Who you gonna get the money from? I pay this. Like, are they gonna be the macho person, whether it's male or female? Because a lot of women will be like, oh, they could be making all of this money, this, and the third, and then like he stopped working, or he gets hurt and can't play, in the NFL no more, or can't play in the league no more, whatever the case may be. And then we kind of get into this, oh, you ain't nothing, you broke, this, and the third. Well, technically, like 2 months ago, he was just up, so he really wasn't broke. But his circumstances changed, and now he's not in the position he used to be. So when that shift comes, because it's gonna come, how are you gonna handle it? And what person are you gonna be within your relationship to make sure that you stay financially stable and that you stay emotionally and mentally stable and sound within your relationship to keep it intact. Because it's possible.
To when somebody start working.
Yeah. If somebody stops working, if the situation changes to where they can't work, what type of person are you going to be? Who are you going to? That's the conversation that needs to be had. We can talk about how much we make, but who are you without it? Who are you when you make less? When you have to take a pay cut, who does that person change into? Are you the same person?
Write that down. Who are you? That's a good one. I didn't think of that one.
So, like, Park, do you think you're the same person? If you just have to take a pay cut.
You said, am I?
Yeah, would you be the same person?
I wouldn't have no choice.
Why you say that?
Just because, I mean, I think as a man, especially when you have a family, we always take cuts.
Yeah.
Money we make or whatever. And then I've always, because of my lifestyle, I've always had to work 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Even now as I make more money, I see myself still trying to work a second job. So me taking a pay cut, I don't think it would change me, but I mean, I agree with you. I think in some people it would change. Like, I think money makes them who they are.
Yeah.
I think that happens even when it comes to some of the people that we went to school with who, who let's say they didn't have popularity in school, but they some of them are trying to make up for lost time that they had in college. And these even to the point where you have some who get these positions and it goes to their head, and so they don't know what to do with the power. So I think it all kind of like translates to other things, but for me, I mean, I think it wouldn't change who I am. I think my only thing was, even in college, was not ever trying to make sure that I got the big head. Was always trying to make sure that I stayed the same no matter what happened or how we got it. Was always making sure that I stayed grounded.
Right. I think that's the biggest thing. Without it, how grounded can you stay?
Yeah. I mean, because if you hadn't struggled, you don't know what you don't if you hadn't struggled, you wouldn't know what to do. Like you wouldn't know how to make ends meet or how to cut corners or how to go without certain things. A lot of people I don't know. I know in college every college student is broke.
Right.
And I think that teaches you a lot about your own character because you have to go you know you find yourself trying to find different loopholes. I mean, even to the point where I work in higher ed now. They had they had the plasma people come, and the lady was trying to explain to me about plasma, and I was like, "Oh yes, ma'am, I know about plasma. I use plasma money back in the day." And she started laughing. I was like, "Hey, listen, it was a part of my college experience. I can't, you can't. Some things you just have to go through it, like, because plasma. When plasma came, everybody was on plasma because it was easy money. Like,
okay,
that
so me and Trey was just talking about that earlier. He was like, "You ever went to the plasma center?" I was like, "No, I could never do it. I'm anemic. They're not gonna take my blood. They're not gonna take my plasma. They ain't gonna take none of that." And I was like, but my homegirls used to be in there faithfully.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy money.
Yeah, that money could last you through the weekend if you know what you're doing with getting some dollar burgers from McDonald's to a $5 pizza from Little Caesar. I mean, get you about $25 worth of gas.
How much was they giving?
Depends on like your first time you got more, but if you was going like I want to say 3 times within 7 days, you got more. It ended up being almost like $85 to $100 depending on what blood type you got.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 75 or something like that.
That's a lot. That's a lot back then. Back then,
that's a lot.
you know, the first time you go
You
on
talking about through the weekend? I can make 75 twerk through the week.
listen, listen, let me tell you something. The first time you go, you get that $50 for gas. The next time you go, that's gonna help you get a little food. And then you go for that Friday. Now you done got gas, you done got a little food. Now you at the club. You done bought them little dollar them blue motherfuckers from Banana Bob's. You thugging. And you got gas. Shit. Can't nobody tell you nothing right now.
Then you went and bought some buzz balls.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, then on top of that, if you really thugging and you done prepared yourself for the month, shoot, you'll be done had enough money saved up. You can go buy your outfit from the Arab store down there in downtown Ruston.
Okay, see, y'all was going down there. Number one, they was high. I was not buying nothing out of there.
Listen,
I ain't never bought nothing out of there. They was high.
Look, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, it's better than going to the store in Grambling Village though.
Oh, definitely. But I had the privilege to shop in my sister's closet. So
there ain't no wrong with it.
Monroe Pecan Mall.
Hey, you better do. Listen, plasma saved a lot of people's lives, and people don't understand that. They were saving lives, and they were saving the people that was giving their lives.
I have to. I had work study, and I had cane.
Mm-hmm. I had work study too.
Go bust down the canes, do a double. I hit a double quick.
Oh, you was working at Raising Cane's?
Mm-hmm.
When you was working there?
Was this after you graduated?
I'll just say we ain't never get no meals out of her from Raising Cane.
I was working at Cane's. Yeah, I was working at Cane's 2014. 2014, 2015.
Oh, I was gone. No, I wasn't gone. I was in Shreveport.
You was in Shreveport. Yeah, you was in Shreveport.
I ain't never got no Raising Cane's from you.
I think Parkhead went to Monroe.
In 14? Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Now I'm pissed.
14, I mean, yeah, no, 14, I was still in Grambling.
Hey, oh yeah, Florida, you missed a good era because all the butterflies was there.
Yeah,
all
14.
of us was working there. Me, Ebony, Raven, Clave, all of us was working there.
14, I was good though. I was a little bougie then.
Oh, you weren't. You was too good for Cane's.
Yeah, I was making a little money then.
Mm.
I wasn't looking for Cane's. I was looking at Peking and Peking, Ryan's, and Hibachi.
Ryan,
he's a buffet guy.
Buffet guy.
Leave the buffet alone. But you can go to Ryan's over Raising Cane's. No, sir.
Oh my, good food. What are you talking about?
That is not good food. That is processed food.
And Raising Cane ain't?
I mean, I'm just well. Number one, it's not thawed chicken. I know that for a fact.
That thawed, that don't eat, go to the freezer. Don't none of that matter at the time when you buy food. It was a college student. Don't nobody care about that.
I did.
You speaking of adult life now?
No, I'm speaking of always then.
Nah. No,
I wasn't eating McDonald's. I wasn't eating Burger King.
I had stopped eating
I was
McDonald's.
eating one thing from Burger King.
I stopped eating McDonald's when they put that mug on fire and it didn't burn out. I stopped then. I was
still a dollar millionaire when it was $1.
mm-mm. When they put that mug on fire and it didn't burn, I was like, yeah, that ain't digesting right.
Nah, I watched. I read the book Fast Food Nation in high school. That's not me.
Mm-mm.
And then I watched What the Health, the YouTube documentary. That took me over the edge, and I started being pescatarian. Literally, I started working my way to it.
I stopped eating the chicken nuggets once I saw how they was making the chicken nuggets from McDonald's. It was that pink stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They put that mug on fire, it didn't burn either.
So, but Raising Cane, Zaxby, Checkers, Southern Classic, Chickadilly,
Not Chickadilly.
Sam Seafood. I did it all, baby. I did it all. If
Sam
it was
Seafood got good
food,
shrimp.
Sam Seafood is trash now because they don't do the bylaws no more.
What's the bylaw?
When you order a 6-piece, you're supposed to get a 9-piece. They don't do that no more.
I am not it.
The original Sam Seafood, the first time I went to was one in Shreveport off of Joel Street.
Yeah.
I literally got what was it? A fish sandwich. I had 2 pieces of fish on the side, plus my sandwich. And ever since then, I've been hooked. The one in Monroe did the same thing until like the last time I think I came back for Star birthday week, and that shit was trash. And I stopped going to them. So, all right. You got anything else, Perk, before we get to these KI podcast questions?
No, I'm good.
Now, Vaughn, this is different because we added this to the menu since the last time you've been on here and did it. We have our KI podcast questions. So, it's going to be one or the other. Some of you going to fill in the blank, but if you try to play us, we'll be on this bitch all night until we get an answer.
Okay.
So, the first question, love or money?
What?
Love or money?
Love or money? Love.
Financial literacy or health literacy?
That's a good one. Health.
Vaughn, what is your love language?
My love language is words of affirmation.
Okay. All right. This one you can pick 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3. You can't pick all 3. T-shirt and panties, lingerie, or nothing at all. Huh? That's it. It's Cal Podcast, boo.
T-shirt.
No, t-shirt and panties, dope. Okay. Would you rather have a spa day or a hair and nails day?
Spa.
What have you learned about yourself in the last 5 years?
What have I learned about myself, or what have I learned to do?
What have you learned about yourself in the last 5 years?
That I wasn't following through for myself. So like, I was kind of like, when it came down to me, I was letting things slide. I was letting what people would say, how people would feel about me slide versus kind of like standing on 10 for myself. Advocating for myself. Listen, let me say this.
I hate to ask this question, but I gotta ask it. All right, Vaughn, would you rather have sex on the beach or the balcony?
Balcony.
Bayou Classic or Dallas?
Ooh. That's tough. That's tough. Classic.
Classic or Homecoming?
Homecoming.
That one wasn't tough for you.
I'm gonna always go to homecoming. I've never missed a homecoming. Like since a child. Because you know, I came from Gremlin Night. So high school day and homecoming, I'm gonna always be there.
What is something that you're going to accomplish or already accomplished in 2024?
2024, I want to. So I started the process of starting in-home daycare. Right now, I am going through my licensing application to be licensed by the state. Right now, I'm setting my foundation for entrepreneurship. So that's my 2024 goal.
No limit or cash money?
No limit.
How many kids you gonna plan on having?
You say what?
How many kids you plan on working with?
How many kids?
Mm-hmm.
So for in-home daycare, you can only have up to 6. I'm not crazy on like big settings. So like I'm hoping to have my licensure done like within the next few weeks. But I am also taking a class to do my academic portion to be Montessori based. So there's like a whole other certification I have to go through, and there's like a few months to go through that. It's really like a year to go through that. Because I believe in the Montessori approach. If those that's not familiar with the Montessori approach, it's pretty much child-led. All the materials are natural materials, not so much plastic, not so much all of these different colors like we have now that's like overstimulating. It's wood, it's things that tangible, things they can touch, they can it's not like pen and paper, you sit down at a desk. 1, 2, not 1, 2, and 3, 2, 3, and I want to say 4-year-olds are in the same, are like grouped together in the same classroom. They work together. They learn off of each other. They don't have playtime. They have work time. So they learn how to pour water into another cup, which is called transitioning. They learn how to scoop beans into something else. They learn practical life skills.
Gotcha.
So it's called work and not so much playtime, which makes it more of a reality whenever they transition like into another classroom setting or transition from school to home. It's more of a realistic setting. And I pretty much like it. I used to not be crazy about it until I had to sit in a Montessori classroom with a client for like 5 months. And I learned so much about it and I loved it. And I wanted Grayson to be in a Montessori school, but it's only one out here. And I don't, when I was living in Baton Rouge, the school that I went to was called thru. It was an all-black school. Teachers, all the teachers were black, the administration was black, loved the school. And I don't see that out here, having access to that or having a different approach as far as academic. Because I don't think pen and paper, sitting at a desk for 6-7 hours for a 4-year-old is conducive. I don't think it works. Mm-hmm. You as an adult don't like to do it. So why you think a 4-year-old needs to do that?
Mm-hmm. All right. Vaughn, would you rather get a long love text message or a long love letter?
Letter.
If money, health, and time wasn't an issue, what is something that you would start today?
If money and what?
Health and time wasn't the issue. What is something you'll start today?
If money and time wasn't an issue, what is something I'll start today?
Because I know you just said your little daycare. I don't know if that'd be it.
It would be if money, health, and time.
It wasn't an issue.
Right now, all I can think of is traveling, and not like relaxation traveling. Like I want to go to Germany to visit Holocaust camp,
Mm.
the Anne Frank house. I'm like museums. I'm a big like history nerd. So that would be my thing. I want to visit historical places and different museums and stuff.
We're in the same boat. Because I'm a history geek. Big difference.
Yeah.
All right. How can you tell, Vaughn, how can you tell when somebody value you or just desire you?
They include you in anything if they value you. If they just desire you, it's selective. The conversation is selective. The time is selective. When they value you, their words are different. Their aura is different. The way they include you into their daily is more prevalent.
Mm-hmm. Vaughn, this is a Quita question. How long should good sex last?
I saw that on Family Feud. The man said 5 minutes. I say at least 40.
Oh, you're above average. Because the average time we've been getting is 30.
And 30 was my first one. But I feel like if you include foreplay, which you should,
Oh yeah.
it should be 40 at least.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing quick foreplay, that's cheap.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask this question. How long should a quickie last?
15, 20, 15.
All right, Vaughn. If what are 2 things that you love about Black people, and don't be generic?
What are 2 things that I love about Black people? We're innovative. We are okay, I think this goes 1 and 1. Innovative, and I think that we are the foundation of America for 1. 2, I think we're the chosen people. So I think all of that kind of goes into each other. But another thing that I love about Black people is we know how to get through adversity. It's kind of like this motivating light that pushes us to get through it. We're not a quick. I don't say we're not a quick to be depressed community, because we are a community that does not talk about depression and mental health, which I think that we should. But I feel like it's something in us that keeps us moving forward. To like, it's not like, oh, my life's cut off. I'm gonna go on this drinking bench and sell everything. No, it's like, all right, my life's cut off. What I need to do to get them back on.
Okay. And if you could ask God one question, what would it be?
One question. Oh, I don't think I can say that on here.
We'll edit it out.
Who told? Okay, not who told. Why does the Caucasian community think they are the superior race? That's a question I always ask.
No, that's a good one because I always ask why do my question when I was answering is why do black people suffer so much on this earth?
Okay, yeah, and it's not even so much black people. Like I really think, not even think. I know that they think or whatever that they're the superior race because when it comes down to okay, we have slavery, we have concentration camps, we have what is it when you come into another colonism and all of this is that community going against and not even a minority because they're the majority in their community, but it's like, oh, you're living like savages, you're not living
well, if you it's this book I read, the beginner it's the beginner civilization.
mm-hmm.
I don't think they think. I think we were just too nice because everything started from Africa. Like when I read the book, how Africa allowed the people to come in and they treated them like they was cousins, not knowing that these people was actually coming to pillage and take our stuff. Like it was one part of the book where I read how the Western Shores, Africa gave up the Western Shores to some people because they were just being like a gift for coming to Africa, not knowing that these people was literally about to take over everything. And
Yeah.
also the Chinese people, how their country got big is because of black women.
Yeah.
The Asians came in and had sex with black women, and what they did was, if the baby was fair skinned, they made it what you call it? They gave them what you do when you live in the country. It's like they was like it was like they was Chinese people. All the dark skinned people were slaves.
Yeah.
So that's how their country got big because the Chinese man just had sex with all the black slaves and it just made babies and babies.
Yeah.
They gave them their citizenship.
Citizenship. Yeah, that's how it was. So if your child was light skinned, that mother got citizenship. If your child was dark skinned, you and that child was slaves.
Oh wow. Never read about that.
So that's how it is. It was I got it from my mentor, and when I started reading, I couldn't stop reading.
That's very interesting. You'll have me up Googling it through the night.
It lets you know where everything started and how Africa, the people of Africa, was literally just too friendly. So, but that's why we're going back to you about why do they think that it's superior people, but it's a lot. It's a lot. I can talk about that stuff all day because I'm once again history geek. Okay. All right. And then our last question, Vaughn. This is our Cal podcast question. We ask everybody. Okay. Who has the better pancakes? Whataburger or Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel.
Okay.
Y'all think it's Whataburger?
I do.
Stop.
Have you tried them?
Never. Crispy. Number one, I make my pancakes just like Whataburger. Cracker Barrel. Crispy eggs. Don't nobody want no dry, fluffy pancake. I want butter.
They're not dry. They're not dry. They're not dry. You need to go try them and see for yourself.
I tried them a long time ago. No. Whataburger. Cracker Barrel. Lord Jesus. Cracker Barrel every single time. Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. Amen.
You had their biscuits and their apple butter.
What number makes that, sir?
6.
6 what?
6'3".
Okay.
63.
6'3".
Oh,
6'3".
6'3".
6'3". 3 people pick Whataburger.
A lot of people would pick anything because they haven't had Whataburger at all. They didn't even know Whataburger had pancakes.
Yeah, we're working.
First of all, we didn't know Whataburger had pancakes. We ain't never tried their pancakes when we was going.
Yeah, they had pancakes. I knew that.
So, okay, Vaughn, this is a part of the show. We'll give you the flow. Let you say what you want to say, promote. I don't know, tell people how to breastfeed because you just got done doing it. It's up to you.
What's the name of the daycare?
The name of the daycare is Helping Hands Daycare Center. Like I said, it's in home. It's at my house. I have everything. And my stuff is kind of all over the place, but I'll show y'all. Ugh.
Just remember, like when you show us, your Zoom got stuff blurred out, so make sure you close to it.
Okay, how we do this? Let me turn my camera. So I hate that this stuff is like blurred out like this, but this is like my little kitchen. And then that's horrible that they have this blurred out like this. But it says small hands change the world.
It's a setting in your Zoom that you got to go change, but we ain't got time.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that.
Nah.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, here's my little chairs and my machine and.
I would say put your hand out there. It might show a little better, but you got the baby in your hand.
I do.
There you go.
That's a TP. And all of my car seats. So I have 2 kids, so of course I have a double car seat. Then like this is the easy, but this is the room that everything is like being set up in. Once I get some kids, that's my dog over there. If anybody has a golden doodle or a poodle, a girl poodle, I'm looking to breed my dog. So this is the golden doodle. This is Simba.
Well, we'll put it out there. Let the people know. You ready to breed? So.
But yeah, if anyone's looking for any childcare this summer in Monroe, find me on Facebook, inbox me, or get to y'all for my contact information.
Well, Vaughn, Butterfly, Sunflower, we appreciate you getting back in the cab.
I appreciate y'all for inviting me back. It's been a minute.
Yeah, too long.
Yeah, we have to get life together.
Yeah, what? 5 seasons since you've been on, and that's the first person to ever roll a blunt.
I'm so proud of y'all. When y'all first started, you was like, the goal this season is to stay consistent, and you stayed consistent for 7 seasons. I'm like so proud of y'all for doing this.
You said Florida?
Huh?
You said she was the first what?
First person to ever roll up in the cab.
Okay.
Roll a blunt in the cab, in her car. I had to edit it, and it was too much. I said, you know what? After that, I just let it be.
I sure did.
So
that was the time. I don't even smoke no more.
See, you know what? I'm gonna put that video up next to this video so people can see the growth.
Growth. I don't even smoke no more. Kids, man, do it to you. Kids do it to you. I don't even smoke no more.
Okay. Now, you do know what's popping June 7th and 9th.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we're going to find a babysitter, correct? At least for one day.
Ooh, okay, I'm going to try.
Or at least bring them, at least show up some type of way. Because we're going to be in Shreveport.
I know.
Please don't try as a players. Come down, get a hot dog, go home.
Gotcha.
All right.
Gotcha.
So, season 7 Cal Podcast.
Y'all going to Coco's, huh?
Ain't no Coco's.
going?
Nigga, we gonna probably Saturday, I guarantee we probably ain't going nowhere. Friday is up.
Oh, okay. Ain't no.
Sunday, Vaughn, Coco's been closed for years.
Did I know that? I don't know if I knew that or not. I don't know.
Coco's been closed for years.
Dang,
Coco's, Warehouse,
I
both
never
of
been
them
to
been
Warehouse.
closed for years.
I only been to Coco's. I never been to Warehouse.
You ain't missing. You ain't missing nothing. You ain't missing nothing.
You know what I want them to bring back? This is my last thing. Bring back Domino's.
Yeah.
I lived my best life at
I would rather
Domino's.
Coco's back before they bring it.
Yeah. I'll go. I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, I'd rather go to Nouveau than Domino's.
Oh, Nouveau was a different story. They just had a
Nouveau's,
party at Nouveau. Well, the old Nouveau.
yeah, Nouveau's my tea. I always saw something in Nouveau. Good or bad. Good or
was
bad.
just fine for me.
Domino's, I was mostly upstairs in the DJ booth. But yeah.
Well, okay, guys.
Season
I have to
You see, let me hold on. You can't end it like that. We got to end it right. Season 7 Cal podcast. We got the one only Vaughn in here kicking us with us, helping us with this financial literacy topic. Shout out to Quita and Zero, both they boys graduated today from Neville High School, so we show them much love. And yeah, wrapping up this season. That's Vaughn once again. Thank you for getting on. That's Perk.
Thank you.
Quita with her son. Like I always say, we're gonna get better and do better. And y'all have a good night.
All right, bye y'all.
G14 classified. That's good.
Headline, Starlight.
DJ Star.